Hello everybody, this is Uncle Mike here with my Kerbal Space Program Xbox Enhanced Edition Kerbal Kareer. So this is my career mode and we are starting with mission 15 here, and I wanted to talk to you about the format here of my videos that I'm going to start to do for Kerbal Kareer, and you're going to see some fast forwarding or time warping actually in my video edit, because a lot of the vehicles that I'm starting to use, so my Comrade vehicles, my Manley vehicles, and now my Lowne vehicles, are going to be somewhat just some minute upgrades on the vehicles, and the locations that we are going to be going are repeat. So like tonight, the mission 15, what we are going to do is we are going to go back to the MUN and get some more science. And so to see the whole launch and trajectory and maneuvers isn't that exciting anymore, even for me as the gamer who's doing it. So for that reason, I'm going to do some fast forwarding and stuff, and I will probably call that out once I do that. So this will be the first Kerbal Kareer mission here that I do that. So mission 15. What we plan to do here tonight is do a polar orbit launch and then also a polar orbit lunar injection, if you want to call it, a trans-lunar injection burn. Because what I want to do is I want to land on the northern pole of the moon, or the MUN. That's what we're going to be doing. So once we do that, then I don't need to show you all of the build and everything else. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We've got a little bit of a modification that we need to do to the Mark 7 vehicle, the Comrade Mark 7 vehicle, named after Admiral Andre. For some reason in my brain, I just want to say Andre, but that's not what it is, comrades. It's not just Andre, comrades. It's Admiral Andre. And so, because he says Comrade so often in his YouTube career Kerbal videos, that's why I've named my vehicles after him. So let's go and take a look at the Comrade Mark 7, which inside here has got our unmanned landing vehicle. But what we're going to do is we are going to add on this larger relay antenna as a test. So we're going to come in here, we're going to take all of these off, and we are going to drop in one antenna on here, and let's raise that up just a bit. So I'm going to grab it and just raise it up, and maybe even now rotate it. So let's get out of this mode here, because I should be able to just grab it and rotate it. I just have to figure out, there we go. We'll put it like on the 45, something like that. That is not quite all the way on the 45 there. Looks to be about right. I like, oh, that's not even close to being then on the actual node here. That center, that doesn't look right either. I'm not sure why. So we're not going to bother about that. So what we're going to do is grab another one. We're just going to go ahead and drop it on top like that. But see, that's so weird how it doesn't not go into the right spot. Oh, it's off that way. That's the problem, is there we go. I think that's now fairly centered. So we're going to try this antenna here. We got a bunch of science and all of that. So all right, so I'm going to go ahead and save it. This is the Comrade Mark 7 upgraded. And so what I'm going to do here is let's go ahead and get it onto the launch pad, and we're going to need to do some in-game warping here to get our launch window, because we're going to do this direct moon. We're going to do another MUN direct or moon direct, but what we're going to do is we're going to do it to the north. So what I wanted to do is I want to see where the MUN is right now, and now you can see that the MUN is right over there, and that's not really where I want it to be. But we're going to have to let it go around here. It is not in the right position that we want it to be in. We want it to be about 90 degrees. So we're going to have to let us go around in our revolution of the day. This up here, so let's got some vehicles. It definitely looks like I got some vehicles that I'm need to terminate. All right, so what we want to do is we just want to kind of get this one here about right there. I like that. I think I'm kind of guessing here, because the reason being is, if normally I would want, if we go back to, normally I would want the moon, if I was doing a standard one like you've seen before, I would want the moon to be right here on the horizon, on the east horizon. But because I'm launching to the north, I do not have the luxury of being able to really manipulate my orbit to get an encounter with the MUN. So for that reason, I really don't want it. I want to make sure that I launch with it a little early here. I don't want it back here. I want it a little early, because that's more appropriate. Because we're going to, basically what we're going to do here is we're going to launch straight to the north, and we're going to go up over the top. So we're basically in a polar orbit, save some fuel, so we don't have to do a big inclination change. So what we are going to do is we're going to go out here. I'm going to go ahead and launch. I'm going to fast forward that in the video edit here, but you'll see the launch. I'm not going to skip to it. I'm just going to fast forward it and see if we get then our moon encounter, and then we'll go from there, because the mission is here in mission 15 is to land on the North Pole of the MUN, or the moon. So all right, let's go ahead now and check staging. Staging looks good. Throttle is set and is go. SAS is active and go. Flight, we are go, and we are T-minus 5, 4, 3. Main engine start, 1, and lift off. So this is the Mark 7. All we've changed is we have just changed to make sure that we have gone ahead and put in that bigger relay antenna. So whoa, look at, oh my God, look at these. Oh, this is going to be a very challenging landing here if I decide to go for this. Looks very interesting. See if we got thing coming up here. Wow, look at this topography though. That is crazy. If you want to know why all of a sudden my nav ball is going sideways, is because, well, I'm going over the pole, so I've got to all of a sudden just flip from going north to going south, and so that's how the nav ball then. So I think we just need to go into one of these valleys. I think we just need to go for it, huh? Let's just go for it. All right, burning. We've got a high point right here. Landing lights, the lights, yep, lights are on. Good here. Probably should have thought about descending back over there, but well, you know, to each their own. It's going to be a very interesting landing here because there's a lot of valleys and mountains. The topography up here is really, really intense. Can't really see what's directly below me, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go into a vertical descent and then just descend down here from 10 kilometers. Got plenty of fuel. Just pushing my velocity vector to the vertical. Here you go. You can see I'm pushing that velocity vector to 90 degrees. All right, engine stop. All right, here we go. Can't really see what's right here below me, so this is gonna be interesting here. Remember, we got our landing light, so we do have a way to have a visual reference. All right, we're going to start to have to burn internal power because we've got a sunset here, which is going to, we'll just need to see what we can transmit back to the MUN, or back to the center, and what the battery power is. Oh. I don't know what happened there. It really freaked me out. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what I saw. I saw like something out of my peripheral. I don't see any light yet, so I'm going to send down like that. It just, I don't know if some topography was coming up, but I mean, there's clearly a mountain over there in the dark. Work on getting ourselves vertical, take out all of our horizontal component. There we go. That looks pretty vertical there. All right, landing light is coming on. Like it. Go. Touchdown. Looks pretty secure here. Even though I'm not sure why it's wobbling like that, but it is. So let's go ahead. You know what? I think, let's log all this stuff. The 33 science, yes, from the moon's pole. So we have landed on the pole. Mission success. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep this. So 33 from the pressure. What is the temperature? Is 22. Let's keep that. Science goo is 16. So let's keep that. What is the science junior? 49. So let's transmit that back. All right, transmit that back, and then let's review the data of the barometer. It was 33, so let's transmit that back. And then the temperature was the next, right, at 22. So let's transmit that. We're using our battery, so I'm just making sure that not really too worried about running out of batteries for this one. Just reset the data here. Transmit that data. There we go. We have now transmitted all the data back. We still have this vehicle. It's sitting on the surface. It's so it's that's a pretty cool shot right there for a thumbnail. The moon, or with Kerbal there kind of on the horizon. Looking good. I like that. So, all right. So mission success here for mission 15. Let's now go to the Space Center. We should now have gotten a lot of science because we know which one we want in our R&D tree. So 212 science now. So now what we want to purchase, we know what it is. We want the extra solar panels. We want this one right here. We already got that one last time, which was really, really good. So now what we want is this one right here. So let's go ahead and purchase that. And now what we want is definitely that one. I want the bigger batteries, and do I want the thermal? I don't think I need any of this stuff right now, but I definitely want, that was the whole point, is I want those. I like the 1x6 solar panels that have tracking on them, so they track. So that is what I want, because then we can upgrade our relay net. So that looking really, really good. And then we can get maybe some of these smaller components, so we can still focus on our unmanned Comrade vehicle. Looking good. I'm just trying to see if there's anything pretty interesting. What was that? Looks interesting. Wow. Really interesting. FLC 1000. Have to take a look at that, what that's all about. But there we go. We've got our upgrade. So now what we're going to do is now we're going to go in here. We are going to now upgrade some of our vehicles here. I think we're actually going to go to the Comrade Mark 8. Let's take a look at this here. Or let's open. We don't want a lander. I think it's because the Mark 7. What's the Mark 6? Yeah, so maybe we're going to do the Mark 6 here. Yeah, this is what we definitely want to upgrade. So we're going to change this name here. We are just, what we're going to do, it's nothing. We're going to call this the Mark 6-1. We are now going to save this, and reason being is because we can take off that solar panel and take off that solar panel and take off that antenna. Yeah, that's exactly what we want to do. So we can we'll keep science on there. We can take off those antenna also. And now what we can think about doing is then putting on one of these new communication antenna. That snap up there. Snap, there we go. Is that still fit? Oh yeah. So there we go. Now of course we removed, so now what we want to do is put on our, this is where it's getting exciting. So now what we can do is put on our new, don't get in there. Still want the science, but I want to make sure I can get to it. So I think I can already get to those. Yeah, I think I can already get to those. So I'm not worried about it. So, all right. So action groups. All right. So I think what we'll need to do is our gear. Toggle the antenna is already on there. We also need to now toggle these solar panels so that way everything just comes on. Yeah, that looks really, really good. Very simple design. This is just to replace now. So this is missions that we can do here with the Comrade Mark 6-1. what that is we can actually, let's go ahead and save this. We can actually now put this, start working on updating and replacing the relay sat network. So that's what we can start to do in future missions here. So perhaps not this mission right now. I guess we could put one. Do we not have a contract about putting something into, yeah, position a satellite in geostationary orbit around Kerbin? So we need to maintain stability, have a, oh, see, this one has to have a materials bay, and that's what I don't want right now. So very interesting. We've got that done. So let's go ahead and save it. So we've now upgraded the Mark 1 because I really wanted those solar panels. That makes life so much easier for many things. I actually hit the wrong button there. Is to have those solar panels on there. So we're just trying to get simpler and simpler with the designs. The reason being is because on the Xbox One Enhanced Edition for Kerbal Space Program, the more and more components and polygons the game has to make, the performance of the game is hindered by that. So I want to continually make simpler and more powerful, not in terms of thrust, but simpler, less component vehicles and probes. So there is our Comrade Mark 6-1. Let's go ahead and go. We need to clean up space and look and see. We've got some vehicles up here, and I think they're the ones from the rescue missions. Let's see what we've got here. Got, yep, his debris. So that can actually be terminated. Got this. This is the Manley Mark 1 that doesn't have anybody in it. That's out there. We'll terminate that. We also need to rename that vehicle that we just put on the MUN. So let's go ahead and fly this again, and let's rename this, because this will be MUN Relay Lander 3. We should have done that when we as soon as we landed. So here it is. So let's go ahead now and get in here and rename this. If I can. Go. Name. Let's see here. What do we want to do? 10. We want to change the type. It's now a lander. We want to change its name, and it is now MUN Relay Lander. Go. Base 3. All right, very good. So it is now out here in sitting on the pole. So you can see all of our other landers here that we've used to get science from the MUN, so we can unlock that research. So now we've really got the core things. So Minmus will probably be also here soon in our future, in a future mission, the second moon of Kerbin, which is at an inclination. So we're going to have to do an inclination change for this, which is very interesting. All right, so let's go back to the tracking station and let's see what else we've got here. We don't have any Kerbins. We brought them all back. Let's just confirm that by, let's take a look at the Manley Mark II. Let's fly it. Let's just make sure and confirm that we do not have a Kerbin still up in space. So here it is. Nope. And so here is the one that is dead to us. It is dead to us, as you see. So it needs to be destroyed. I could probably think about keeping it up there, but to me it's really debris. I know it's a loss of money and stuff, but what I failed to do was to open that right there. That's where the solar panels are, but now that we've got the tracking 1x6 solar panels, we don't have to worry about that, so we can upgrade some of those this vehicle also. So the Manley Mark II probably can get some solar panels put on the back, somewhere back here, or right on the side here of this materials bay or something, so that tracks, so we don't have to worry about that. So it was unfortunate that happened, but yep, that's the error that you make. And when you are running a high difficulty like this, where you cannot quick save and quick load and revert your flights and everything, you have to deal with your errors. So I'm going to go ahead and select the Manley Mark II, and we're going to go ahead and terminate it. So there is now, look at that. That is excellent. And I'm looking at the strength of the relay net now using Relay Lander 3 that we just did. Now having all of that connection green, I think we need to go to MUN. So yep, very interesting here. Let's go ahead and leave, and let's now take a look at contracts and see if we got, with all these vehicles out in space, see if we can just do some simple contracts before we build here. So a new orbital station. I'm not going to do that. Polar orbit around the MUN. Too bad. I should have probably looked to see if I had that, because we basically did that. Science data from space around the MUN. Position silent equal. Okay, so everything else here is looking specific orbit. Position satellite. So there's that. We've already got another one of that too. Position satellite. That's a whole nother one. We don't have one that is space around. So we've got geostationary. Test the heat shield. Test the 2.5. So I'm going to actually go ahead and decline that one also. All right, so now we've got another rescue mission we can eventually get. It expires in an hour, so it's like, do we want to pick that one up? No, I think this will conclude mission 15. It's been a really good, what we wanted to do. We wanted to go to the MUN, and we wanted to go into polar orbit. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that I really want to think about getting here. I don't think so. I mean, this is all aviation components. I really don't want to do aviation right now. Of course, we could do some of right here, get the Gemini capsule, the Mark II, for when we want to start doing manned mission with the Manley program again. But I think I still want to get 2 MUN with our Comrade program, so then we can actually maybe really start to focus on the manned missions again, because then we're getting that right there, command modules. That would be pretty great, because it's got what, a lander can, and then some different lander cans I see there, and it's got the Apollo, probably the Mark III pod. Don't necessarily need that right there. Bigger landing legs, bigger heat shield, aviation components. Sure what this is. Advanced grabbing unit. Interesting. I don't even know what that really does. The claw. Sounds amazing. So what else we've got here? So we've got then specialized construction. What is this? The 2.5 shell. Oh, that is, yeah, we probably want to look at getting that. Fuel, that's pretty big fuel. Pretty big fuel. Smaller engines, very valuable here. And then some really, really big engines, but we just don't need those right now. So probably going to be precision propulsion, maybe advanced fuel system, specialized construction. Don't need the grabber unit. Don't need better landing legs. Don't need that. So yeah, it's probably what we're looking at here in the future. It's most of the stuff up here, which is then the smaller engines, so precision propulsion, and then more advanced fuel systems. Probably what we're looking at picking up as we gain more science, but we are definitely going to have to get to Minmus here in the future. And start thinking about doing some upgrades, about putting maybe some manned missions up. So did we have a station? Yeah, what does the station entail? Okay, to meet our quota of useful things, we've been looking into a station, building projects, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Building station that must have an antenna, a docking port, and generate power. Have a facility supporting at least 5 Kerbins. Maintain and put in orbit of Kerbin. So just kind of a generic station. So because that's one thing we could do in the future is we could actually, instead of replacing our relay net with just better relays or relay satellites, why don't we build a station and put it at geostationary? And I could build the station and not take a Kerbin up initially, so it would be really classified as a satellite, put it in geostationary orbit to replace relay sat 1, which will then also give us the contract for starting to build a station and for putting something in geostationary orbit around Kerbin. That is the idea, perhaps, for mission 16, because let's just see what we've got to. We need to build then something that can hold 5 Kerbins. So what have we got out here? We've got, we've got that right there. This one holds 3 and this one holds 2, so we could use those 2 together. That would then be a station that holds 5. That's very interesting to think about doing. Or I could probably stack some of these together. We have anything? See, there's this can right here which holds 4, but it's pretty big. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. What else do we have that is, that's a, got that can right there that holds 2. So yeah, we do have options. So I think that's what we're going to be focusing on here, is putting something into geostationary orbit, which actually starts to really look like a manned space station, kind of like a Skylab or something version. So we're going to need to do, we're getting low on funds to go out there. Cost us quite a bit of money. So what is this? What is this right here? Oh, we lost money on that one because we canceled it. So that's what it is. Okay, no problems. But we're going to need to start doing some contracts because we are low on funds here. So that is one thing that we're going to do, because I think there's some way that you can, yeah, you can get right here. So this takes 1 reputation gains, yields funds for each. I guess you can do some stuff here. Interesting. Okay, so I have to look at that sometime. So yes, this has been a mission 15 of Kerbal Space Program Xbox One Enhanced Edition. It was a very successful mission, but we just need to start gathering some funds. So we're going to have to stop putting relay sats and start focusing on getting some money here. Very interesting. But yep, great mission 15. So you guys know the plan. A thumbs up because you're amazing. Subscribe, chime that bell to get notified. I am Uncle Mike.